Yesterday we spoke about whom to blame, right? We always like to blame ourselves or blame other people. Somehow we have to learn how to stop to blame and get into the point. To blame is not going to help nobody. Example, there is situation that bediavad. It's, as I call it, plan B. That is forced on us because of the reality. For example, today, in order to pay their tuitions and so on, the couple have to work. Not everyone is so well off that he can carry the family by himself. So a wife has to go also to work in order to be able to give the proper chinuch to the kids. So now, I want X, but all I can achieve is Y. In Hebrew, we say there is a difference ben aratzui lamatzui. What I want is one thing, what I can do is the other thing. So, we have expression that call them Yaldei Mafteach. Do you know what it means? A child with a key. Meaning every time he comes home, he has to open the door with the key. Ima is not home. So we call them Yaldei Mafteach. He has the keys and he is באמת, it's not pleasant for the kids. And we feel so bad about it. But let me tell you something. We have to stop this. Why? Do you have any other choice? Do you have any other choice?
No.
No.
No. So now, we have to accept the reality the way it is. If there is no other way, and to make the maximum for what we have now. That's the reality. What can you do now? Now make the best out of the reality. No, I wanted this, I wanted this, I wanted this, but it's not in your hands now. And it's in very aspect of life. There is something that called what I want, and there is something that with what I can achieve. Now, the guilt feelings is only going to damage everybody. I'll give you an example. Okay? I'll give you an example. You have Abba that coming late from work. This is the character of his work. He has to work late hours. You can have two approaches to it. One approach is a wife which is not too smart. She wants the ratzui. I want you home. I want to have a house like this. I want to fly to the moon. I want. So she'll be miserable. And the kids will ask, Ima, איפה אבא? Where's אבא? אבא, אבא. I'm also asking where is אבא? Where אבא? Abba is busy. His money is more important than we are. Oh, okay. We had it before, yes. But if Ima, she's a tzaddiket and she knows what she's doing, if the husband will not be there, maybe you can tell me how you're going to drive a BMW tomorrow? We're very funny. We want our husband to be next to us all the time. To say, Putzile, Mutzile, Bubale, Malkale, Yafale, this and this. Don't work. Stay here, and I won't be a W. You're going to take me 5 times a year to vacation and everything else. And if you're not going to give me this, you see what I'm going to do. That's Teratsui. I wanted to. Everybody will want it. You can achieve it.
No.
Somebody have to go and work. So Ima that have some is what Abba you have it tzaddik. Misken Abba misken. Poor Abba. We sitting over here, hot, we eat whatever we want. Abba still outside, have to fight for every dollar. So we can buy you what you need. We can send you to school. איזה אבא צדיק יש לכם. Your father is a צדיק, צדיק אבא. No. The situation באמת is bad. The kids don't see almost the father, maybe Yom Shabbat. But they living in a ze that Abba is doing everything for us. A tzaddik, and we have Abba tzaddik. Meaning you're taking the worst situation that can be and bring it to be the best one for the child. Can it be done?
Yes. Yes.
So, yes, we spoke about many times that we don't have patience for the kids because we have to go to work. I'm exhausted. It's forced on us. Actually, Hashem forced this on us. So now my question will be how to make the best out of it. Otherwise, you can sit and kvetch all day long. Why me? What did I do? I hate my life. I hate my destiny. I hate this. Okay. It sounds like a song in the Indian movie. Oh, and everybody is crying. It's going to help you. So keep crying. So keep crying. If you think it will help you, keep on crying. By complaining, by doing this, doing that, nobody changed nothing with complaining. That's the situation. Hashem wants you there. That's it. Come on. Now, okay. What Hashem wants me to do now? Take the situation from a black, make it white. Stop with the blaming. Stop with this. It's not good. For the chinuch, it's not good. The more we're going to relate to the situation with understanding, You cannot eat the cake and the cake will stay full. Ifsha. There is a rope over here. You holding one end. Can you hold also the other end? No, you can't. That's what you have. Okay, that's it. So you're sending a message to the kids also. It's a chinuch. Not every teacher is the same. Not every classroom is the same. Not every friend is the same. Not every day is the same day. Make the best out of it. But we're living in the world. Either this, either it's a disaster. Either is what I want, or klum. Nothing. Don't forget these two words in Hebrew. Ratzui, that's what I want. Vematzui, that's what I can find. I want to make $1 million a month. I want to. Can I achieve it? Can I get it? So imagine you're going to sit down and says, because I didn't go to college, I didn't go to be a doctor, and this and that. What are you going to have? Take the situation and make the best out of it.
Rabbi, I'm sorry, what does Vimatzoi mean, please, again?
Ratzui is what I want.
Right. And
Ratzui is the reality.
reality. Thank you, Rav. Thank you.
Okay. Okay? It will help us a lot. It will help us a lot. Now, this you can relay very much. The grass by the neighbor is much more
greener
on the other side.
A lady told me, in my building, there is a family. What a chinuch they give to the kids. Wow. Both of them, he is a principal for boys, she is a principal for girls. No wonder they have such a kids. Very mechunachim, very nice chinuch. Every time that I want to enjoy from one of my achievements that I did something in the chinuch of the child, right away I feel like I'm the matanot la'evyonim. I feel like I'm a beggar because they have so much success with the kids. So if I gain few inches with my child, it's disappearing. זה בטל בשישים. Like you don't even feel it. You say, if they will not be in the building, if I will not see them, probably I would have been able to enjoy my kids. What's wrong over here?
Comparing? And I think she doesn't give herself enough credit.
jealous. She's living according to the neighbor.
She doesn't recognize her mission with her child. The purpose, that she was given that purpose.
Very good. I'm sure that if your kids will go to this house, the principal, both of them, the two principals will not know even what to do with your kids. And if their kids will come to you, you're going to be lost also. All the parents who are successful in chinuch, because their kids, Hashem fit them exactly for according to the skills that you have. No more and no less. And even if you feel sometimes that you made much more with your kids than the other one, don't pat yourself on the back. And don't think that you don't have to put an effort. You still need to put an effort. To compare to other families, it's very dangerous. Extremely dangerous. Don't you do it. Don't compare your kids to your sister kids, not to your brother kids, to nobody. Nobody. It's not fair. And it should not be done. What yes? When you see something which is good by the other side, you're going to, it's kinat sofrim, meaning I want to achieve this also. I want my kids with his abilities at least to come close to the other ones. That's okay. To the positive way, it's okay. But to spank yourself and say, why my kids are not like that? What my kids are like this? Maybe I'm a bad ima, I'm not doing. This is destructive. Don't do it. Don't. That's why, and I'll tell you again, not everything what we say, it fits everybody. You have to add more spices to what I say. Some spices to take out and some spices to put in. So it will fit your child. The basic, it's okay. The basic. Now, how to approach this child? You're going to be the only judge to do that. Because your child is not my child. You will not know how to approach my child. I will not know how to approach yours. So, can we stop to compare?
We have to, because it's a sickness, really. It's like a sickness. It is. Because we all do it, and we have to get out of it.
I didn't say it. Sometimes we're saying, even to the siblings, why can't you be like your sister? She don't have to be like your sister. Because her name is Malka, her name is Yafa. Imagine you have 4 girls and all you call them Malka. Malka A, Malka B, Malka C, Malka D. Did you hear it once? No. Why? Because every child is a different person.
But
Yeah.
what if, let's say, you had let's say it's before bedtime, for example, and you're trying to get everyone, let's say, in order, you're preparing everyone, and some of the kids are getting out of hand and some are following directions. Is it okay to bring up the one that is following directions as an example to say, I not be like so-and-so, but like, I like how so-and-so is behaving and listening, so-and-so will get a reward, let's say, or a sticker on her chart, something like that.
That's good.
So don't tell them to emulate or be like them, but rather just compliment them.
You just talk to the one who listens.
Okay.
Mommy is very proud of you, you listening and everything else. They don't tell them, you see what he's doing? You see? Why can't you be like him? Don't say it.
That's true. When you do that, they start hitting them and hating them.
Yeah. Yeah. So now, we have to stop to compare. Yes? Good. Another thing. Here we go. The mothers will know that very, very well. Very often, a situation repeating itself, the child start to get me angry, and I am erupting. Later on, I feel bad for the child. I say, what did I do? Why did I do it?
I can't even press down.
And I have guilt feelings. And now to cover up, I give the child whatever he wants. Mommy is bad. Mommy is bad. Mommy cannot control herself. Not your fault. Here. Here. Take. Why? To calm your conscience down. At least oh boy. And it's going in circle all the time. I say, I will not do it again and again. I will not do it again and again. And you get already. Does it sound familiar to you?
Yes.
Word for word.
Totally.
Rabbi, is that a feeling of the Yetzer Hara, like putting us down, or is that ourselves? Like, where's that feeling coming from? The guilt.
Because you're not giving yourself a good mark.
So we're not giving ourselves enough credit for the efforts we're putting in?
Yes. Because it happens sometimes that we're suspecting the child for no reason. Or sometimes my reaction is over-exaggerating. And then I feel bad. What did I do it? Why did I do it? So instead of coming to the child, giving him whatever he wants, okay, I'll buy you iPhone, I buy you this, mommy is bad, I'll tell you what to do. What we're saying to every parents, you failed, you go to the child and tell him, I did to you injustice, and I'm asking from you mechila. That's it. Don't give ice cream, don't give no pizza, don't give him phones, don't give klum. And you're sending a message to a child. Everybody is likely to fall. Everybody is likely to make a boo-boo. We're only human beings. About what? We have to apologize. Not compensation. We want to compensate the child for the injustice that we did to him. Okay, I'll compensate you. This is only in damages, right? But your child, you have to teach him, you have to give him a chinuch. And a chinuch means I goofed, I didn't do a good job, I'm sorry. Don't bribe the child. And you're not lowering your kavod in front of the child. On the contrary. The child accepting with understanding that what? That sometimes I can make mistakes. And you're giving a chinuch to the child to admit. How difficult is this for us to admit?
Very hard.
I'm asking the man now. Man, how difficult is it for you to admit?
Difficult. Very difficult.
Very, Rabbi.
Why is it?
Pride.
But by not admitting, you're losing your pride. That's what happens. But when the reaction was, okay, the child needed to be put in his place, okay? And your heart breaking to pieces because the child starting to cry, but your action is okay. Chinuch-wise, your action is okay. You did the right thing. And now here comes Rahmanut. And ladies are not good at this. Hashem was upset at Shaul the king. Why?
Because he had pity on the Amalek animal.
And whom did he kill? He killed the whole city of Kohanim without even hesitating. The animals of Amalek he left. But to kill all the Kohanim, that's okay. Where is your heart?
In the wrong place.
So the Gemara said as follows. Whoever is Rahman b'makom achzar, whoever is using his mercy in a place that he has to be tough, he will come to a point in the place that he really needs to be merciful, he will become wicked.
Excuse me, Rob. When you're kind to the cruel, you will be cruel to the kind. It's somewhere in the Torah. I don't know where.
In the Gemara.
In Gemara.
Yes.
I don't know where.
Very good.
Yes. Here we go. That's why when we sing Berosh Hashanah, היום הרת עולם, היום ימים במשפט כל יצורי עולם, אם כבנים, אם כעבדים. אם כבנים, we saying to Hashem, if we are your kids, רחמנו, have mercy on us, כרחם אב על בנים. Who has more mercy, Ima or Abba?
Ima.
Ima.
So why Abba? Why we davening in Rosh Hashanah? Hashem, have mercy on us like a father.
Maybe because he wants to spoil the kids more?
No,
That one?
no, on the
No,
contrary.
Because mom thinks through her heart and father thinks through his mind. Like,
Abba knows where to be merciful and where to be tough cookie. Ima don't. Ima don't know. And the Gemara says, Yalde Nashim Rachmaniyot, the hands that have, of ladies that have a big heart, Bishlu Yaldehen, they cook their own kids. They made them barbecue. If you give a child a punishment that you feel that he deserved it, and now he's coming with tears and everything else, this is the medicine. And you don't come now and say, oh, Ima is so bad. And you're saying to the husband, I feel awful, terrible. Look how is he crying. No. What you will do to a mother that her child's teeth are all black already, all black, she needs to go, then she says, Misken, I cannot see him on the chair of the dentist. I cannot take it. So stay with these teeth. It's okay. That's okay?
Not responsible.
Huh?
No, it's not okay.
It's not okay.
In the long run, she's going to suffer with him.
Meaning she is Rahman, she is merciful in a place where she has to be.
Din.
No mercy now. We have to do what we have to do.
But Rabbi, I thought women have like a sixth sense, like a bina dad, more than a man. So how come when it comes to the child, doesn't she see more?
No, to her child, no. When guests come in, she's very good.
But not with the child.
No.
Okay.
Ladies have intuition.
Right, that's why I thought it applies to the children as well. Like she sees.
No. Isha makeret be'orchim. That's what the Gemara says. A lady knows, yes, she's saying to the husband, this couple that you brought over here, I don't want to see them again over here. Why? I don't like his eyes. He doesn't mean well. And she knows. She has a sense of that this man looking where he's not supposed to look.
Thank you for clarifying, Rabbi. Thank you.
I have a question. What if when the girl wants to get married, the Abba understand the guy better or the Ima? You think in that?
Abba knows men, Ima knows ladies.
So the Abba understands if the guy is good for the girl or the Abba should.
He knows what a man is.
Okay, thank you.
Rabbi.
When your son have to get married, then Ima has to take over. To see who is the girl. Because Ima knows what a lady can do to the husband. She have experience, no?
Right.
Rabbi, I have a question.
Okay.
What if Abba is too tough on the child?
too like raising his voice or being more aggressive with the child. Is that allowed? And that the ima is, a little more lenient to the child than the Abba?
I hear you. I was talking in a normal situation. If the Abba has a problem with anger issues or all other issues, so this we need to take care of him in the office. I'm talking when the father is okay and the mother is okay. And if he have the mentality like back in the old town, that you have to smack a child, you have to, okay, so.
Yeah, that's the thing, is that they have their mentality of the way his father raised him, and now he thinks he has to do the same with his child. So sometimes it's very difficult to deal with that.
Yeah, and I don't know what went on there. That's why when they come here, we start to investigate. We go to the root of the problem, and then we know whom we're dealing with, and with which way to approach the situation. Because every home, the approach was a different approach. Some was too lenient, some was too harsh.
Thank you.
Now, the damage to the child will be kimat irreversible. If the parents will feel that he has to compensate the child every time after a punishment. This is something that we cannot accept. Because I punished you, because I felt it was the right thing to do. Imagine a policeman give you a ticket and say, I'm sorry I gave you a ticket. Come, I'll buy you a pizza. Is it normal?
No.
Oh.
But when they're compensating, Rabbi, when a parent does that, do they say, I'm sorry for the way I behaved here as a present? So they're making themselves feel good.
After we punish a child and he cried and this and that, let them calm down a little bit and says, are you ready to play now? Let's play. That's all. Meaning what was already passed, now we're starting a new page.
But you bring it up. Sorry.
But to come with a gift to say, I feel bad that I had to punish you even though you deserve that, but here is an ice cream for you.
So, Rav, you kind of put yourself in the corner there when you do that, because then the child starts acting like, you're trying to, like give in, and they'll tell you, I don't want to talk to you, or they'll give you their attitude.
Okay, so I see that you're not ready yet to play. Okay,
I see.
But is it okay, Rabbi, if they're not behaving and you kind of distract them and then they stop fighting with their sister? Is that okay?
Yeah.
Like, especially if they're 2, 3, 4, they're always going to want everything. Is that okay method if it works for your child?
Yeah.
Okay. Thank you.
You get very common, very, very common is siblings that are fighting.
Yeah, sibling rivalry. Yeah, they fight over, especially if one is 2 and the other one is 8 and they always want their toys. So
when you're growing up, why did you take my shirt? Why did you took my jacket? Yeah.
Yeah.
It's the same fight, but on a different level.
So should you get involved as the parent or just let them deal with it?
My mother always used to say, you can fight as much as you want, just don't make noise.
Don't make noise.
Yeah, but what if the always like in Sharon's example where it's like the older one and the little one, for example, and there's like a large difference between them. What if the little one constantly is, let's say, crying or something like that? Like it's really like you feel really bad because the little one is crying literally every 2 minutes.
Okay, so then you have to sit down and talk to the kids and talk to the attacker, because you didn't see exactly what happened.
What if you did?
Everything.
If you're sitting amongst them, if they're playing right next to you.
So then you have all the right to judge the situation.
And if you didn't?
Can you investigate and ask them?
You're coming as an advisor now.
If you
Consultant.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so according to you guys, how are we going to solve the problem? What do you have to say? What do you have to say? You arbitrator now, arbitrator.
Right, but what if you're dealing with little ones that don't comprehend that fully, that concept? Like
let's say 3 or 8. Oh, sorry.
Sorry, Sharona. My 2-year-old, he wouldn't grasp that. Like if he wants a toy that the 7-year-old has, he just simply wants the toy. It's like he doesn't understand that the older one doesn't want him touching it, or that he's gonna, let's say he built something from Lego and the little one's gonna just break it, but that's because that's how he plays.
So the 2 years old, we cannot even explain them what we want.
Right.
So we're going to the 7 years old and you say, come, I want to tell you who is Behemet as a tzaddik, who Hashem will love, and you start now from ABC. Hashem loves people that know how to give in, they share. It's a mitzvah to share. Everybody will be your friend if you share. And you have to. This is a chance. This is a mamash. It's a chance to talk to the child how to be a good Jew.
I definitely agree, but I find that it's always that the older one is then getting the chinuch talk, and it's kind of he's always the one that needs to kind of find space to give in, simply because the little one just simply is not of the developmental age to understand. Like it's.
So
you tell me you're the greatest.
Sorry.
It's okay. No worries, guys.
Rachamim, mute yourself. Rachamim, mute yourself.
Rachamim, take it easy, Rachamim.
Rachamim. Close the
door. Okay. So now, because the older one is an older one, he can understand. So you're helping him to grow even more. So tell them, you see how she acts, no? She's a child.
Is that like putting the little one down in front of him?
Why? That's the mitzvah. That's the reality.
Because that's what I say. Like he's a baby. He's little. He just doesn't understand. And then I wonder, like, am I putting him down in his eyes, or is that like, does he see it as this is just reality? This is what it is.
We putting him down or her down?
The little one. Like, I'm wondering if I'm putting the little one down in the big one's eyes.
No, she's 2 years old.
Right.
Rabbi, but I feel like even a 2-year-old does understand the word no. You know what I mean? If you were to give chinuch to a 2-year-old would understand. Let's say if they're they picked up something hot, or they picked up a fork or a spoon, and they're banging on a plate, and you tell them no. A 2-year-old does understand a concept.
What am I saying and what you're saying? Did I say that the child have to put her hand into an outlet?
No, what I'm saying is, let's say the 2-year-old grabs a 7-year-old's toy. So you can tell the 2-year-old, no, that's his toy. The 2-year-old would understand that, I find.
No.
They're very self-centered. They don't see anything else but themselves.
Right. They understand it, and then they just continue, because then they still come back around to, I want the toy. Like, they get it. My 2-year-old will get it, but he still will want it. Like, he won't understand the concept of it's, we share, we give in. Like, none of this, like the Rav said, there's nothing that I can really go ahead and explain to him and expect him to understand.
You see, if this is the case, we always have to talk to the older one before even the starting to fight. Tell him, your sister is very small. She don't understand. At least we can talk to you. You're the bigger one. If she try one time to grab something from you, don't fight for it. Let her have it. At the time, we're going to teach her also. All right? If you'll do it, we'll give you a star, we'll buy you this because you're tzaddik, you will water, you this and that. You're preparing him time after time after time. It takes time until it will sink in, but you have something good on your hand. It's not a crisis. It's opportunity to instill inside the child something very positive. What's wrong with this? Because we're not accustomed to it. Usually what we do, hey, why are you taking this? Move, take it. And she,
yeah, that's exactly right. We needed a different angle. Thank you.
We saw it always as opportunity to teach the older one on the account of the little one how to be a better person.
So what if the older one is the bad one? And like my brother's kids, he has 4 kids, and the older one, anytime you tell him no or you can't have it, he's the one who goes crazy.
What do you mean?
Like, he'll start crying until he gets what he wants. He starts crying until he gets what he wants.
Okay. So now we have a different job. Another opportunity to explain to a child, in life you cannot have always whatever you want. And if you let it go, this child will have a difficult time. So Hashem said, signals, you have to deal with this child. He thinks that the whole world belongs to him.
Hold on, but what if it's the opposite? What if the older child, let's say, feels like everything's taken away from him and he doesn't have anything? 'Cause I remember, like, I used to feel this way because I felt like, as a middle child, I used to feel like I used to have to give everything to my younger sister, and my older sister used to take everything away from me. So I felt like I don't have anything of my own, and
But
I don't know. It felt
your parents didn't sit down with you and told you how good you are.
that is true. Yeah.
So you felt like a badbacht. I'm a sandwich. Yes. Which is not a good approach, בכלל. Okay, one more I have to go through with you is sometimes you go into classes, not necessarily mine. Somebody come, a PhD, I don't know what he is, and he's giving a lecture. Very nice one. And you agree with the things that he's saying with all your heart. But when I'm coming to actually exercise it in my house, I'm very disappointed. It doesn't work. Meaning, I'm quick to react. And he said, you have to restrain yourself, control yourself, don't do this. And she adapted it. She wanted to try it. She came home, the children started to act, and she felt, I have to restrain myself. That's what he said. I have to control myself. And the kids, all of a sudden, they see Ima is not reacting. Not reacting. She gave in, that's it. Yalla, kids, sisu v'simchu, v'simchat Torah. Yalla, balagan, even more than it used to be. Why? They see a change. Ima, she is, meaning we can do whatever we want. So he says, so why are you, what do you think happening? I'm coming back to my old ways. I have to scream. I have to yell. I have to threaten. And then it works. Then it works. Sounds familiar?
Yes.
It's not going to
Yes.
happen right away. You just have to keep practicing, and with time, it will work maybe.
What the thing is, when we're gonna apply what you're teaching us, it's gonna be bad before it gets good. Is that what you're saying?
No. 1 second. I can understand the parents. They're trying to bring something new to the house, and they're not successful. And sometimes the kids are very smart and they take advantage of the change. But what we feel, what do we feel? We feel guilt feelings. What is the guilt feelings? No? I'll give you one guess.
That we failed?
How? We don't know how to deal with new
Approaches.
It's our fault. Who said it's your fault? Why are you blaming yourself? Every change in the approach in Chinuch, I want you to understand, it will take a long time. It's not instant coffee. There is no such a thing, instant coffee. The only place that I know there is instant coffee is where? No?
In the kitchen.
And Rabbi Haimoff's show.
No, my show. It takes years. In the coffee place, no?
Starbucks.
Starbucks. You give over here, there is you write what you want, you come with your car to the window, Habibi. So you hear a lecture over here, you make one turn, and the child become Moshe Rabbeinu. That's what you think it is?
Rabbi, sorry, I have a question. At which point do we know that this new approach that we're trying to implement, right? This new attitude we're trying to implement would not backfire? Like you said, with the recipe, right? You need to adjust it. At which point, if it takes a long time to kick in, so when do we know if it's working or not?
Well, you made the recipe according to the needs of the family and the children.
But if you're saying that this, Chagiga is going to continue for a long time, but do we adjust it during that period?
No.
So can you clarify, please?
Something that called a period, when you're changing from, איך אומרים, תקופת מעבר. We're changing from one thing to another one, so in between it's going to be bumpy.
Turbulence?
Right?
Seasons?
Every time we're trying to change, until we're trying to change here, and to get here in the middle,
There'll be some bumps along the way?
there are going to be bumps. But we have in our mind what he said was very good. Right the way I'll go home, I'll do it, and the kids.
That's true, Kavarov. Even in business, people tell you it looks nice and the grass looks greener on the other side, and then when you go after the business, it's not right away. It takes time. So that's very true.
Yeah. People, they hear real estate, they will say, oh, they're making money. Until inspector come and tell stop order, and somebody call you, my boiler didn't work, and he start to curse himself why I got into the business. But from the outside, everybody, ooh, wow, bad, until you put yourself inside, then you.
Thank you, Rabbi. Thank you for clarifying.
Yeah, everything needs time. Time, patience, and stick to the method that you decided to adopt. It will work.
Planning, no?
Because the kids also, pitom, they got caught by surprise. They changing the rules over here. What happened? Why is my parents not reacting? What under the sleeves?
New mayor.
They get even more crazier. They don't understand what's flying. Because they got used to certain reaction. Pitom they see there is no reaction. You know, in Yom Kippur War, I get off the topic a little bit. The Syrian, they got up to the Kinneret. You hear me? They went down all the way from the Golan Heights. The Israelis did not have even the army to resist them. That's how bad it was. Usually they know by us, if you put 1 foot behind the border, you are dead meat. Pitom, they going. No action. The general that was in charge, he said, let's stop over here because the Israelis setting up an ambush. They want us to come in and bingo, they're going to get us. He said, turn around and get out. And they went back. Why? They saw a change in the behavior. So they didn't know what to do. They didn't know what to do. They're not accustomed to this behavior.
Rabbi, sometimes in real estate, if you don't sell something, you increase the price, and the buyers then they ask, oh, they increased the price. So probably a lot of buyers.
Yeah, it's correct.
Kavod Harav.
Yeah.
Also in fitness, you know, they say when you exercise a muscle and you change it up, you get muscle confusion, and you start to see gain because you change it up in a different approach.
Yeah. Now, this stage of transfer from one behavior to a second one, it calls a transition part. The transition is going to be bumpy. Savlanut, and you be steady, because it's difficult to the parents and to the kids as well, for them also. They're not used to this. And you have to understand that and don't be quick to react and to give up. No. You need, as we says, patience and self-confidence to help us not to go back to the mistakes of the past. Now let me tell you something. For closing remarks, there is no such a thing, zero mistakes when it comes to chinuch. No such a thing. Everybody made mistakes. Everybody. And you don't have to chase to be perfect. It will not be. I'm telling you right away, don't try. You have to have ambition. A real one, a truthful one. And to put an effort as much as you can. Because chinuch is according to the effort that you put. If you put the effort, the results will come. A child that born, that he listens, is not a big deal to grow such a child. But imagine you have a child, a stormy one, and he has an attitude that he wants to be rebellion. Tough cookie. And the parents invested on him, invested effort, and he became more or less normal. What is the bigger achievement? To bring this child to normal, or to deal with a child that when birth already was a very easy child to grow, to raise?
The second one, of course.
Why?
Because you put in so much effort into him and you reap the rewards later on.
Exactly. The Pirkei Avot says, Lo alecha melacha ligmor. You're not going to be able to finish the job. So why should I start בכלל? ואין אתה בן חורין להתבטל ממנה. You're not a free person to say, okay, I'm not going to start because anyway I'm not going to be successful. I cannot bring it to be perfect. So why should I start? So they're telling you in advance, Lo alecha is not on you, the melacha, the job, ligmor. You're not going to finish the job. We want you to put effort. But we want a child perfect. When he's sitting on the table, the manners have to be oy vavoy. If one thing will drop on his shirt, oy vavoy. He's a child after all. Okay, so now, what if you pay attention, you know what I'm trying to do? I try to revive you, to encourage you, to pat on your back, and telling you you can do it. You're all capable of doing it. Stop blaming yourself. Okay? In any situation, make the best out of it. And Hashem knows the situation. He is the one that gave you the situation. And if you're going to approach it in a positive way, you're going to be very successful. Don't put yourself down. You have kids? Yes or no?
Yes.
Yes.
You think Hashem will give you kids if you're not capable?
No.
Meaning all of you are very capable. Don't forget this point. Please don't forget it. With all what I'm saying, and you hear the mistakes and this, and you feel awful, don't feel bad. We're training now. You are in a training camp now.
Thank you, Kwadara. That really does help to hear that.
Yes. All of you are very capable. Otherwise, Hashem will not give you kids. Don't you know people that Hashem did not grant them with kids?
Yes, we know.
Lately, he's a makkah. Mamash makkah. From left and right. Young couples, young.
What is the
It means, and sometimes even IVF don't work. all the money and everything else. Meaning, Hashem saying to them, if I give you kids, I will devastate you. Maybe you're not able to deal with kids, or you came to this world not to deal with kids.
Isn't that the first mitzvah of the Torah, though?
You patur. So all of you who have kids, instead of saying oof, shmoof, and poof, I can't take it anymore. Hashem trusted you. Trusted you. He gave you a child, not one and not two. Meaning all of you are very capable. The question is, are we going to look on ourselves down, or are we going to roll our sleeves and say, we can do it? It's difficult? Yes. It's going to be easy? No. We're going to be disappointed from time to time? Oh, yes. Oh, yes. Our kids always will listen to us? No. But you, all of you, today when you're looking back on what your parents told you when you were young, you say, oh, my parents were right. We're too young to understand. They instill something good in you. Now you understand that they knew better than you. But they were able to plant it in your subconscious. Because it's coming back to you. My mother used to tell me that. My father used to tell me that. Yes, now I see that it was right. So, roll your sleeves. Ladies and gentlemen, roll your sleeves. Don't say oof, put mask. Put a mask. So you cannot say even oof, right? And go to work. Hashem invested in you treasures. Do something with the treasure. So Hashem will join them, will enjoy them, and you will enjoy them as well. That's all we need to do.
It's a whole different approach.
Oh, yes.
An angle, when you put it that way.
Yes. Yes, you're very important. All of you are very important. You're playing in the best exchange in the world. Not the Wall Street, Hashem exchange. He gave you investment, kids, neshamot. Oh, go do your job. Bezrat Hashem. Tomorrow you're going to have a new approach. Boina Tzadik, come here, Tzadeket. Yeah? Ve'amech kulam tzadikim. And your nation, all tzadikim. We are all tzadikim, no? In potential, we all tzadikim. Depends where the investment is falling to.
When we sleep, right?
To which hands?
For tzadikim.
Kulam tzadikim, kulam. But the kulam? Everybody is a tzaddik. In potential, yes. Okay?
Tzaddik in training.
Have a good night, everybody. It was very nice talking to you as usual.
Thank
you
you.
so much.
Thank you so much.
Very nice.
Don't forget
Goodbye, Rabbi.
Rabbi.
to vote.
Rabbi.
Yes,
Yeah.
definitely.
Trump.
Definitely. And you
Excuse
know
me,
who
Rabbi.
votes, right?
Yes.
Rabbi.
If you guys didn't register, you could still go and vote. I didn't register it, and I didn't know that I could still vote. Just you get an affidavit ballot, and you could vote. Do it. Takes
Yeah.
5 minutes.
Trump.
Trump 2020.
Vote red.
Vote. Hopefully, New York will be red also.
Amen.
Enough with them.
Amen.
Thank you.
Amen.
Go to hell. Okay, very nice.
Thank
Good
you,
night.
Rabbi.
Thank
See you in
you.
the morning.
7 o'clock.
It is 7 o'clock.
7 o'clock.
Thank you.
Hey, Rabbi.
Thank you. Thank
Good
you.
night.
Thank you.
Good night, Rabbi.
Good night.
Good night, everybody. Good night.
Everybody.